Well, we got a sports story now because Cornhole is a game that is definitely growing in popularity locally, and a recent tournament was held at FD. And with more on the future, Dave Delgado joins us now, just right outside the KUM studios, for a proper lesson. Dave, what have you got to teach us Cornhole 101?
Thanks, Jason. We're outside of the studio. I'm here with Brandon Sana from the Marianas Cornhole Club. We're talking about one of the fastest growing sports here on island, cornhole. Now let's just run through a little bit about the sport, the distance of the boards, and some of the bags that we have here are going to be throwing.
Okay, thanks, Dave. Okay, so when setting up your cornhole courts, it's 27 feet from the front of one board to the front of the other board. Your play area is anywhere behind the front line up to 3 feet left or right of where you're standing. In regards to the bags, if you want to be ACL regulated bags, they have to be under 16 ounces, and that's has variances within a fraction of an ounce. And then, of course, bag sizes is less than 6 by 6 inches and no thicker than 1 inch. Of course, there are some variances that they allow. So if you want to play at one of our tournaments, if your bag is not ACL stamped, there'll be an inspection just to ensure that your bags meet those standards. And also, any of our events here on Guam, we don't allow any natural organic material just because it leaves residue on the board. So we play with all synthetic material.
All right, well, let's get it going right here. First shot's up. Okay, I'm going first. Let's see what I can do right here. Okay, I didn't even hit the board. All right, so let's talk about the sport itself. I know this is a sport for all types of people. There's really not too much skill that you really need to know, but just, you know, like you said before, practice makes perfect.
Oh yeah, to get the game started, you really don't need skill to get started. This sport you'll fall in love with, no matter what walk of life you're coming from. However, in order to get proficient and get some skill in this game, it's definitely going to take some practice. We have people that practice every day. As you know, cornhole is now a ESPN televised sport. It's also a nationally associated sport, so it's no different than the NBA, the Major League Baseball, and the NFL. So these guys are, I mean, cornhole is legit now, and we're just trying to bring it here to Guam.
Yeah, in the last tournament you guys held, funds raised went towards the Manhoban Swim Club. On the 24th of this month, you have another tournament. It's going to benefit the Sandalo softball team.
Correct. So the Sandalo Guam softball team is headed out to Las Vegas to the World Championships later on this year. So on July 24th at the Father Duenas Memorial School Jungle, we'll be hosting a tournament there to offset some of their travel costs. Again, come out, support. It's an opportunity. We have a non-competitive open division, and then we also have a competitive division that we'll be hosting. So if you want to come out and just introduce yourself to cornhole, come out. If you want to check yourself competitively against any of the other players out there, what do you call that? Come join us at the Jungle, Father Duenas. But yeah, so again, cornhole, up-and-coming sport out here in Guam. I mean, it's open to all ages, all walks of life. It's not the hardest sport out there, but it does take some practice to get good at it.
And let's talk about strategy. There's two sides to the bag, so strategy is really important when you play.
Oh yeah, okay, so before I go to the bags, the surface of the board itself is, on humid conditions, the boards will play different. The boards will play slower. On dry conditions, sometimes in air-conditioned rooms, the boards play faster, so that's already one element. In regards to the bags, yeah, there are normally two sides to a bag. There's a slower side and a faster side. So on a scale of 1 to 10 being the speeds, bags range anywhere from 0 to 10 on speed, so yeah. But again, so yeah, strategy. There's defensive play. Obviously, one bag on the board is 1 point. Any bag inside the hole is 3 points. So the defensive play would be to block the board. And disallow your opponent from going in the hole. And then, of course, the offensive play is to get as many bags in the hole as possible.
And when you talked about the sport being for everyone, there's a video you can YouTube about a double amputee that, you know, doesn't even have hands, but he does compete, and he's rather competitive.
Yeah, absolutely. So, when I was introduced to cornhole, I mean, I wanted to learn everything about it. So I started going through some YouTube videos, and I came across this guy stateside who was competing in a regional tournament, and he had, he was amputated all the way up to his thighs, and he was missing one hand. And this guy was, he was literally smoking the opponent. He was laying the bags on the board in the hole at will, on command, playing defense, playing offense. So again, I mean, we've seen people do amazing things out there. Cornhole is again up and coming. So what we would like to see is just have people come out and compete.
Yeah, and for more information, how can people get in contact and register for the upcoming cornhole tournaments?
Okay, yeah, so you can check us out at Mariana's Cornhole Club on Facebook. We post all of our up-and-coming events there. I know there's a flyer going around. My number is shared there. And if you want to come see us tonight, Friday night, we'll be at the Delgado Community Center, and we'll start throwing some bags around 8 p.m. tonight. Other than that, look us up on Facebook, Mariana's Cornhole Club, and we'll announce everything there.
There's also some young competitors. The last tournament at the FD Phoenix Center, the youngest competitor was 10 years old.
Yeah, correct. So yeah, we get competitors of all ages. I would tell you that sometimes the younger players are a little easier to teach because they listen. It's usually the macho men that we have a hard time teaching. But yeah, any age, 10 years old was our youngest competitor, and he did great.
So for more information, check them out, Mariana's Cornhole Club on Facebook. Jason, back to you in studio.
All right, thanks so much. Double D giving us a cornhole demonstration. Man, that was a lot of fun. All right, that part of the station smells lovely too.